Howdy folks, Jamboriki here. For almost a year now, I've been dating a lady from China called Ada. She's been getting me into Chinese animated films. What I like about animated films from China is that they often show a pride in their culture and identity. Their stories are usually inspired by Chinese mythology and history. It's really cool. And in this episode of Jamboriki Reviews, I'm going to review Monkey King, a Chinese animated film from last year. Monkey King is an animated action fantasy comedy inspired by the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West. The Monkey King is a cheeky troublemaker who ends up angering the gods, who punish him with eternal imprisonment. 500 years later, a little boy called Le gets lost while trying to save a baby from some trolls. He ends up trapped in a cave containing the chained up Monkey King and accidentally frees him. Le sees the Monkey King as a hero. He wants the king to help save his village from an evil lord and his baby-stealing trolls. Joined by the silly pig, who can transform into anything at all but not for long, the Monkey King ends up in the middle of the little boy's problems. This is a very exhausting movie. It bombards the audience with a series of constant loud noises and energetic movement. It's like we're being told a story by a hyperactive 4-year-old who has eaten too much sugar. All the way through, I was shouting "calm down" at the screen while watching. Most of the movie plays out like this. Fight! Slapstick! Arguing and bickering. Fight! Dragon! Fight! Arguing and bickering. Slapstick! Dragon! It's as if the director's only instruction was, keep everything moving, punching, screaming and fighting. Hey, you're directing a movie, not coaching an intense gym workout. However, the film is capable of calming down and providing a slow, quiet moment. Sure, these scenes are super brief and rare, but when they happen, the film is suddenly very engrossing. Examples include a scene where the Monkey King and Le have a quiet moment before bed. They just talk to each other. It's sweet and organic. The Monkey King shows his soft side and connects with the boy. Then in another scene, the Monkey King contemplates why fate has forced him into the middle of Le's problems, but then he realizes he's an idol to the child because of how legends have painted him. He discovers that he can use his talents and skills for good. It's as if the gods have given him a chance to play hero and redeem himself. So yeah, in between all the obnoxious chaos and hyperactive slapstick, there's little golden nuggets of solid drama. But the standout aspect of this film has to be its action sequences. They are awesome! Watching the Monkey King take down bad guys is really fun. He's a talented and badass fighter, superbly living up to his legend. The action is dynamic, high-spirited and sprightly, but the fights aren't easy. Sometimes there is a chance he'll lose, and because the bracelet that he was chained to for hundreds of years is still on him, an essence of the magic imprisonment lingers, which can hinder him in battle. The Monkey King doesn't simply blast through opponents with ease, because that would be boring. There is an element of creative tension. I'm going to give 3 points to the content. The Monkey King is a fantastic anti-hero. He can be a huge jerk, but he does have a soft side, a cheeky sense of humour, and a badass confidence. I can imagine some people finding him to be too mean-spirited, but I think he has enough natural charisma and awesomeness to help me forgive his grumpiness. Also, notice how he's wearing tattered regular clothes in the film, but the poster shows him in amazingly cool armour. Don't worry, the movie didn't trick audiences. The Monkey King does eventually get to wear that armor, and it's a moment that truly gave me goosebumps, especially because of what happens to inspire his transformation. Le is a wonderfully written child character. He can be annoying and ask too many questions like a real child, but he is a very active hero too. If shit needs to be done or someone is in danger, he'll jump in and do his best to help. I really like him. He's incredibly brave but retains his instincts and traits as a child. It's also pretty funny watching the Monkey King get increasingly frustrated with the boy's constant questions and irritating habits. He's faced overwhelming obstacles like gods, but a chatty little boy is too much for him. That's great comedy. Unfortunately, Pig isn't as well written as the other leads. He spends the whole movie frantically panicking, eating all the food he sees, and providing cheap toilet humour. I think young children will find him to be very funny, but personally, I just saw him as a stupid walking fat joke. The Evil Lord, the villain of the film, is a very bland antagonist. He very rarely appears in the film and has a cliche "I want to be the most powerful man in the world" motive. Despite this, I love his character design. It's a creative blend of traditional Chinese and European Gothic. I especially like how his face looks like a creepy mask, which does later come into play. The Evil Lord's minions, the trolls, are your typical beastly but dumb henchmen. There's nothing remarkable about them, and to be honest, it bothers me that they get way more screen time than the villain himself. Then there's Lur's adoptive father, a wise and old monk. I like that he doesn't spend the whole movie waiting for Lur to come back or be found by someone else. He actually goes out of his way to find him himself. It really shows how much he cares and makes him seem kind of badass in his own way. I'm going to give 3 points to the characters. Like I explained early on, this movie is insanely hyperactive, and this is most noticeable in the animation. Characters refuse to stop moving, and every action they perform is animated to the extreme, resulting in relentlessly annoying constant movement. There's little to no sense of pacing, timing, or restraint. It's as if the animators were afraid of boring the audience, but pauses are important. In real life, people aren't constantly moving like wacky waving inflatable tube men. They stop to think and observe. Audiences won't fall asleep in a heartbeat if they see a cartoon character stay still for more than a second. Give them more credit than that. However, I did say that the action in this movie is top-notch, and that's where the animation shines. Every fight scene is animated with a huge amount of creativity, a cinematic presentation, an intelligent understanding of blocking, and entertaining intensity. The hyperactive energy of the film actually works to the advantage of its fast-paced martial arts. I'm going to give 3 points to the animation. Now, my copy of Monkey King is an Australian import. It doesn't include Mandarin with English subtitles, just a version especially made for audiences in Australia and New Zealand, which is pretty much the US dub, except it has Joey Richter from Glee as the Monkey King instead of Jackie Chan. I have no idea why. Maybe they really don't like Jackie Chan down under. I don't know why. What's wrong with Jackie Chan? Joey Richter is excellent as the Monkey King. He's very emotive and expressive. He can be both badass and cheeky, but he's also capable of pulling off the serious drama.
I'd love to hold it.
You need to zip it! You won't stop talking, will you? I can't think because my head's about to explode! Please be quiet, okay?
Okay. If it helps you, I'll pray that you get all your magic powers back.
Thanks a lot, kid. I doubt that helped. You have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't always been good, so now I'm being grounded and...
Canon Karowski voices Lur. He captures his character's youthful energy wonderfully. He sounds charmingly bouncy and cheerful in the role.
My new teacher, Sun Wukong! The king of the monkeys, who can't be beat. You're also immortal, so you can protect us. But the coolest thing you can do is leap over clouds.
Roger Craig Smith voices Pig. He sounds amusingly dopey, but he also sounds a bit too similar to Patrick Star, which can be distracting.
Let me lay some pork foo on you, fuzzy! What's this? I'll make it spicy!
Theodore Chin voices the Evil Lord. He clearly sounds like he's having fun behind the microphone as he hams it up for his villainous role, but he doesn't really bring anything special to the character. He's just doing a generic bad guy voice.
Today, before the eclipse, we will finally taste the fruits of our labor. Rejoice! We seek immortality! By harnessing the power of the pure souls of 100 children.
James Hong voices Lur's adoptive father. I like that he tries to restrain his performance. It really fits his mellow and laid-back character.
Leah, I hope you grow up to be a good monk, okay? Then you won't have to be like the rest of the people in this world.
I have a question. As monks, we spend our days trying to find our ways to fill our bellies. How is that different from everyone else in this world?
Of course it's different. Begging for alms is only the beginning of becoming a great monk.
I'm going to give 4 points to the voice acting. The music for this movie is awesome. It really captures the powerful presence of the Monkey King and the legend he represents. The score is packed with passionate and intense tracks that match the mighty strength of the movie's anti-hero lead. Thumping drums and traditional Chinese instruments are performed with a sense of cultural pride in every note. You really get the sense that the composer and orchestra respected the Monkey King as a Chinese icon and wanted to do him justice. The music is at its best when we finally get to see the Monkey King transform into his armored state. I think the score really added to the majesty of this highly emotional moment. Although the music can become overwhelming at times as it tries to keep up with the movie's relentless movement, so it's not entirely perfect. I'm going to give 4 points to the music. To conclude, Monkey King may be annoying and obnoxious at times, but it's saved by the Monkey King himself, his awesome fights, and his touching relationship with a little boy. I do feel somewhat let down though, because the trailer implied something amazing. But what we got was still serviceable entertainment. It's okay for what it is. If you want to see a fast-paced, goofy adventure, then Monkey King is going to be your cup of tea. But if you're after a slow, quiet, subdued journey with raw drama all the way through, then you may be disappointed. Monkey King has gained 17 points, which translates to 3¼ crown strawberries out of 5. If you enjoyed such titles as Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, or Little Door Gods, then I think you might like Monkey King. I've been Jamboree and I hope you enjoyed my review. Feel free to support me on Patreon, and I encourage you to check out my audio play series Echogeddon, a mech show about a little girl who ends up being stuck in a mech suit and forced to fight monsters. If you like anime, then it might be your cup of tea. In the next episode of Jamboree Reviews, I'm going to let you guys decide what I review next. I've linked a poll in the description box below. Cheerio, folks.